Have you ever had a job interview and something about it just felt off? Either you weren't getting a good vibe during the interview with the interviewer, or you didn't get a good feel of the culture when you visited. Today we're going to be talking about employer red flags to look out for during your job search. It's important to look out for them because you want to ensure that you're able to identify them early on in your application or interview process. You want to make sure that you're not regretting it in the long run. Hi everybody, I'm Cherise Stewart, the HR GOAT, and let's start discussing what some of those red flags are. First red flag, does the employer have a bad reputation? Are they known for having unethical or illegal practices? Have you heard from a friend of a friend some horror stories about that company? If so, you may want to rethink or stay clear. Second red flag, a company that has a high turnover rate. If it's an organization and every time you're looking at open positions, they literally have the same positions open over and over again, and you know that it's not because the company's growing, that could be a huge red flag as to the work environment, the culture, something being off with that employer. Third red flag, lack of transparency. And lack of transparency where it involves being able to give you what the expectations are for the role, a clear understanding of what the responsibilities are. What is the range as far as compensation that they're going to be offering? If they're not sure about the position, that could be a potential issue in the long run. 4, a position that seems to have unrealistic expectations. So for example, on the post, if you're seeing a job that promises unlimited growth potential or unlimited salary, trust me, everything has its limits and it sounds very unrealistic. Conversely, if they're demanding or asking too much of you, an unrealistic amount of hours, unrealistic in the work that you're putting in and no expectation of them paying you for it, then you may want to reconsider that position or opportunity. 5, poor communication. If you've reached out to the recruiter or the hiring manager, you don't get a response. If maybe they told you they'd be reaching out to you, you don't get a response. If the communication's not clear and you don't know where you stand in the role, that could potentially be a red flag. 6, negative reviews online. So if you go to a site such as Glassdoor.com and you see a lot of negative comments from employees, maybe comments around the culture or compensation, work hours, management style, you want to reconsider. And I'm not talking about a couple of one-offs because we know there could be a couple of disgruntled employees out there. I'm talking about a consistent theme or barrage of negative employee experiences. A 7th red flag, unprofessional behavior during the interview process. So if an interviewer is maybe asking you inappropriate questions, rude, just overall not treating you nice during the process, you may want to think through that and if this is a right fit for you. And if it's consistent amongst multiple people, because you could have a couple of one-offs here and there, you definitely either want to address it, dig a little deeper, or reconsider unprofessional behavior. And 8, pressure tactics. So if you're interviewing, you're being told that you have to hurry up and make a decision, that you have to make a decision quickly and can't think about it overnight, or you may have additional follow-up questions that aren't being answered, you definitely want to think through that. Why is the employer trying to pressure you into accepting this job so quickly? Something to think about. By being mindful of these red flags and really asking questions and getting your questions answered so that you can make really good informed decisions about that next job or opportunity, can avoid a lot of pitfalls and heartache in your job search in the long run. Do you have your own red flag story that you want to share? Be sure to add it in the comments. Like us and subscribe, and tune in next week where I'll be covering some industry-specific red flags that you may want to watch out for as well. I'm Sharice Stewart, the HR GOAT, working to empower you to land that next dream job or opportunity. See you soon. Head over to stewarthr.com for more tips, tools, and advice.